The theory of utilitarianism is different from that of Kant. It's a consequentialist theory. This means it's more focused on the consequences of actions and decisions in determining whether they're morally good or not. The basis of sorry, of utilitarianism is that when every person's happiness is considered equally, the morally good action will be the one that brings about the greatest balance of happiness and unhappiness. It talks specifically about balance, which means not everyone gets to be the happiest they can be or even happy. It thrives on impartiality when deciding what actions is considered morally good. No one person's individual happiness is greater than the happiness of another. It is the aggregate of happiness of everyone involved and the right balance which determines the moral good. Now, with this theory, how do we determine what action is morally good in a specific situation? We use the hedonic calculator by Jeremy Bentham, which calculates happiness and pleasure. He believes that these two feelings were quantifiable. Essentially, the hedonic calculator it calculates the consequences of our action and the ratio of happiness to unhappiness that it brings forth. It stood the test of time because we use it in our general life with pros and cons and all the actions and just anything we do in life, we use pros and cons, and that's basically using a hedonic calculator. You know, you're down to your last $1,000 and your friend's birthday is coming up. Your friend makes plans for a spa trip or a Brazilian steakhouse. Everyone is meant to contribute about $600. So you can use $400 for your bills and other things, so you still have your $600. But you've been wanting to invest that money. You have an advisor who has provided a perfect opportunity for you to invest the 600 and kind of like see the returns in a few months. You have two options. You can either go to the spa with your friends and all that, or you can invest it. When using the hedonic calculator, basically you have to look at several criteria: the duration of the happiness, which action makes you happier long term. If you go to the spa, if you go to dinner, which makes you the happiest. In 5 months, you can make $1,000 from that investment. You might argue the spa day could bring a lifetime memory. So you basically have to assign a numeric value to see what makes you feel better. There is also the intensity, propinquity, and the certainty of the happiness you gain from said action. So the only thing to consider in utilitarianism is the happiness. Whichever number is higher is basically the morally right one according to this theory. Now, you may feel unconvinced with this being the sole determinant, but there are some objections. The most popular objection to this theory of utilitarianism is the trolley problem. In this scenario, you have a trolley coming fast on a track that splits two ways. In one direction, 10 strangers are tied, and in another direction, you have your loved one tied to the track. According to this theory, the happiness of 10 people is equal to each person. That is your happiness and the happiness of your loved one. So basically, when you're using the hedonic calculator, each happiness is equal. So basically, you would have to run over your loved one for it to be morally right in that scenario. This is a major problem with the utilitarianism because it doesn't account for relationships of the people involved. And there's also the problem of majority rule. If you have a scenario where one person is just, let's say, a really annoying person, obnoxious person, what if one day the person gets physically attacked? According to the theory of utilitarianism, if it brings about the happiness of a lot of people who dislike them, even though we basically didn't do anything wrong, it's morally right. This is basically a problem of justice in utilitarianism. Some people might still be in favor of utilitarianism as a concept, then there are some rebuttals to it, the compromises. And one is the rule utilitarianism, because they believe that saving, it basically puts rules in the utilitarian. Let's say the trolley problem. It basically puts rules in the trolley problem. Basically, you cannot kill, you cannot steal, you cannot lie. When you put these limitations, it kind of makes it more bearable when you're doing the a situation like the trolley problem. And utilitarianism, it functions in scenarios like the healthcare system, basically, because as a doctor, providing the greatest amount of balance of happiness over unhappiness in that scenario seems like the best option to do.